Well, here we are again. It's our summer holiday, June 2015. Well, we normally start off with a gale warning or something like that and bad weather, but this year it's pretty good. It's quite settled today. We've had a couple of windy days, but we had quite a few jobs to do on the boat first. We had an oil change to do on the engine and other jobs as well, so it's worked out quite well really. So we've just had our evening meal and the forecast is pretty good for tomorrow, so we plan to set off for the Isle of Man. So we'll see if we get there. Bye for now. It's Tuesday, 23rd of June. We've just dropped our mooring and we're on our way to the Isle of Man. The Jonathan Swift fast ferry just coming in from Ireland in towards Holyhead. Left Langan Ridge Buoy about a mile behind now. That's Carmel Head and West Mouse, just see East Mouse in the distance, and the Skeddies Rocks, which will be passing fairly soon. Well, we're now about 18 miles from the Isle of Man. It's appearing in the distance now. We can see the high mountains all underneath the cloud cover. Unfortunately, we've had to motor sail all the way today. Got the motor sailing cone up. The forecast today was for variable winds, and it hasn't been wrong. There's only about 5 knots. And for most of the time it's been slightly against us, so motor sailing has been the order of the day. We've about 3 hours left on the journey. Okay, we're just going to raise the courtesy flag for the Isle of Man. Getting fairly close now, so let's go and get it up. Well, can you believe it? We've arrived in Port St Mary, on the Isle of Man. Fantastic. Got here about 5:30 PM. Passage was much faster than we expected, and we've picked up a visitor's mooring for now, but might go against the wall maybe tomorrow. Julie braving the wall. There we go. Well, it's Friday the 26th of June and we're still in Port St Mary, moored up against the wall. Weather's been, well, quite windy and dreich really since we've been here. It's been very, very foggy, low cloud. It's raining quite hard today. In fact, it's blowing up quite hard. But the forecast is to brighten up later on and wind decrease. We were hoping that around about 5 o'clock this afternoon we were going to leave and go through Calf Sound and round to Peel. But at the moment it's just not looking very good. It's certainly a moderate sea state out there. We just watched one of the local dive boats really struggling to get round the point. So it's something we'll just have to play by ear at the time, I think. So we'll sit around and brave the rain and see how it goes a bit later on. I just slipped our mooring. It's 5:35 Saturday morning and we're just leaving Port St Mary for Peel. Right ahead of us now is Chicken Rock and the lighthouse, but we're going to go round the corner here past Spanish Head and through Calf Sound. And approaching Calf Sound now. The Thusler beacon is dead ahead. We're on course 320 degrees. We just rounded Spanish Head. So we'll be turning due north when we get to the southern tip of the island on the right hand side there called Kitterland. Right in the middle of Calf Sound now. This is the Thusler Rock beacon. Course changed to due north. Quite a few pots around, pot markers. Leaving Calf Sound behind now. Considering the weather conditions yesterday morning, which were pretty lively, it's calmed down very nicely. Well, we're motor sailing up the west coast of the Isle of Man now. We're probably about a third of the way up the coast to Peel. It's a bit rock and roll on the sea state today. It's not an awful lot of wind again, it's only about 5-6 knots, so we're having to motor sail. The main sail's out mainly to steady the ship really. Another yacht coming out of Peel, I think, going south. Lovely day though, and considering yesterday was such a bad one, what a bonus. Getting closer to Peel now. It's round the next headland. There's a thing called Corrin's Folly on top of the headland, which has been a good landmark actually. You could see it all the way up from Calf Sound. And we should be in less than half an hour now. Just entering Peel now. Well, we've arrived in Peel. We arrived at 9:15. So the passage took us about 3 hours 10 minutes from Port St Mary. Wind's starting to freshen again.